I've decided to make a little video on tenant screening. I got my little list over here. It's things you should do when you're screening your tenants. First off, and this is incredibly important, you need to write a qualified criteria on your rental application, and I'd even have that somewhere sitting in a plaque in your house. The criteria, very, very, very important, and the reason being is if you say this is what my criteria is for somebody to lease my property, and you can say whatever, so it all has to be numbers. It can be credit, it's got to be credit score, how much money do they make, how long have they been in their job, and you make it like a point system, if you would. Somebody with a higher credit score, is going to have a higher point. Somebody who's making more money, their points get a little bit higher. They've been at their job for 15 years, the point system goes up, and you say, you have to be within this point system. You have to be within X amount of points even to qualify to be in this house. And then at the end of it, you can just say, whoever's got the highest number out of everybody who applied for it, they get the house. And, you have to have, which is everything I'm about to say, put it on a point system, if you would. And the reason you want that criteria is because if you don't have it, then, let's say minority or homosexuals or something like that, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's discriminating because he didn't rent the house to us. No, you had crappy credit. And I called your last two landlords, and they both said you destroyed the house. Here's my point system. You were at the bottom. And it's just to protect yourself in case they try to bring you up on a civil lawsuit or whatever. Because I don't care who's renting the house. A couple of gays, a couple black people, a couple Mexicans. Just as long as they meet the criteria, I don't care who's renting. As long as I'm making my money, So you kind of want to just protect yourself. You don't want to be stuck in a position to where you're being brought to court and you don't have any proof that other than I just didn't like them. You want to have all that on your side. All right, so here's from there I'm going to go down and read you a list of things that some of the stuff you can put into that point system if you like. Verify income sources, and when you verify it, don't just say, let me see 6 months worth, 3 months worth of pay stubs. Get bank statements too. You want to see where the money's going into the bank. You want to see where the money went afterwards, maybe. And the reason is not because you're being nosy. It's, everybody's got computers and technology is amazing. I'm almost certain you could easily fake a pay stub. Bank statements might not be so much, but make sure the pay stubs and the bank statements match up, and you just got to be diligent about it. And sometimes you just get bad feelings about people, but you can't rank them like that. It's somebody. If you get a bad feeling about somebody, chances are there's a reason for it. You go through the list of things, you're going to find that reason. So yeah, get bank statements and pay stubs when you're verifying the income sources. Contact 2 of the previous landlords. That's 2, 3, 3 or 4, whatever you feel is necessary. But I say 2. Contact 2 of them. How did they do? Did they pay the rent on time? Did they destroy the property? And if they give them a standing ovation, then you go a little bit higher on that point scale that we was talking about earlier. You do not offer anybody a lease without a completed and signed rental application. If they give you the rental application and they avoided 3 or 4 of your questions, there's a reason. So at that point, you can say, hey, look, you can finish filling this out if you want. I can put it back in my file. If it ain't completed, they're not eligible. I'd even go as far as say, if you showed the house to 5 people and one of those 5 people didn't complete it, and it just goes in a pile. It's not worth looking at because they're trying to hide something from you. You know, you didn't skip over this question. You didn't accidentally miss this question. You had a reason for not doing this. And if they do something, I've had this to happen to me, and it was a big mistake, and I'm a nice guy, and it really kind of screwed me over. Where the previous landlords are supposed to go, I got character witnesses, so to speak. But I mean, it seemed like a nice guy. I'm gonna do all this work to the house, you know, and I'm gonna pay you rent and everything. Yeah, don't. Landlords, get 2 previous landlords. I say that. I have completely another situation. One of them, my tenants, never had a landlord. Well, yes, she did. She had a landlord before me, but she also owns her own house and she rents it out. And she's renting the house for me because the house that she owns isn't quite big enough. So she's renting this house for me. That house stays over there and rents her house. So she's got like supplemental income. It's a pretty neat little deal. But yeah, try to get 2 landlords. You know, yeah, 2 previous landlords. Let's see. Don't offer lease. Oh, do not write notes on your rental application. You know, this person's got 18 kids. You know, something like that. If you write that on the rental application, and then they do bring you up on some sort of civil suit, and you go into court, and their lawyer ends up somehow getting a copy of your rental agreement, and there's a note on there that says this person has 18 kids, you know, might be able to do something with that. You know, don't write notes on it. Don't write their credit score on, you know, don't write any notes on their rental application. Very important, you know. If you want to write a note about them, put a post-it on there or something, you know. Just don't do anything that's going to incriminate you down the line. Oh, hold all of your rental applications. Let me read this again. These are my notes, and I have to read this to make sure I'm saying it right. Hold all of your rental applications until the statute of limitations has expired in that area. If you're not renting the house to them, you got 5 applications, you know, you're picking number, if you got 5 applications and you're picking Mr. and Mrs. Thumb to rent the house, hold the applications for the other 4 until the statute of limitations is dead on that. You know, figure out whatever that is, you know, court system probably has something on the internet tell you how long the statute of limitations lasts, but the reason you want to hold on to it is in case they do bring you up, you know, 6 months down the road, he wouldn't rent to me because of, you know, my 18 kids. Well, I got this, you know, and here's my rental application. Here's the 5 rental applications of the people who applied to go into that house. As you can see, this one had the best numbers, you know, because you got your criteria that I was talking about to begin with. This is a family that got it for whatever reason. These 4 did not. On out the door you walk. Let's see. All right, so this is a little trick right here. I'm gonna tell you a few little tricks about it when you're screening your tenants. Social media, Facebook, what's the other one? Snapchat, all that stuff. You know, check them out. If they're on there doing illegal stuff, nah, not too interested in that. You know. Or if they say they're doing one thing and on there they're saying they're doing something different, you know, oh, I'm a licensed as an electrician or plumber or whatever is what they put on a rental application. You get on there and they're a waiter down at Applebee's. It just doesn't work out that well. So kind of keep an eye on that thing. After you show the tenants the property, you know, be real nice, you know, friendly, talk to them, walk them to the car, check inside the car, make sure the car is clean. If the car ain't clean, the house ain't gonna be clean. The car's pretty clean, there, keep your house clean, you know, just little stuff like that. Oh yeah, if these that was the end of the list, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this real quick. If these type of things scare you, if it seems like, you know, that's, you know, a little much, there's no shame whatsoever in hiring a property manager. I would definitely suggest that. Don't let this push you away from you being all you can be in life. Being all you can be, I'm not trying to get you in the army or anything, but you know, you can do so much more like this than you can any other kind of investment that I have found. So if this scares you, just get somebody else to do the landlord. And you don't want to be a landlord anyway. I don't want to be a landlord. I'm doing it for right now just to help build up, you know, ramp me up faster. But it's not what you really want to be in the end, you know. I figure 5 more years of me being a landlord, and then I'm going to switch everything over to a property manager. So there's absolutely no shame in starting off with a property manager. And if you're really young, in your early 20s, yeah, get a property manager. The reason being is, it's because you look young, you look gullible. I've been there. I know. I was renting a house when I was 21 or 22, something like that. Yeah, they'll take advantage of you every chance you get. So, I mean, it would definitely be. I wished I had done that then. I didn't know anything about it, but I'm telling you, if you're young, be young and enjoy life. Get somebody else to do the work. It's worth it. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Like, subscribe, and share, and I'll be talking to you pretty soon.